I got a whole new vibe. This is a whole new vibe. I'm just getting warmed up, you know, tuning my instrument. No ma'am, this is not a coincidence. You should have the radio on and hear some old crazy song. It's a whole new vibe. This is never.
What's up, y'all? This is Grand Agent. I've been a hip-hop artist for the past 23 years. And in that time, you know, I've been truly blessed to be a part of a culture that has just taken the world by storm. You know, way back, MC Shan put out a record called Living in the World of Hip Hop, and it turned out to be extremely prophetic, you know. And as a rapper, I've been able to contribute a little bit to the conversation, so I feel blessed to be a part of all of this. And it is with deep passion and commitment that I come with this message today. And I want to direct it first and foremost to the hip hop generation. You know, that's for me, that's people of a certain age at this point who going to really catch the vibe of what I'm talking about, and also to the hip hop nation at large. And if you consider yourself among those groups, then you already know what we truly represent, and that's peace, unity, love, and having fun, right? That sound familiar? That's the way Africa Bambaataa presented it to us. And I, for one, am a person who believes that the way a thing starts is the way a thing ends, or the way a thing carries out. In other words, the purpose given at its inception is the purpose that remains with it. So, on that note, I just want to backtrack a little bit and kind of give an overview of some of the truly phenomenal accomplishments of this hip-hop culture prior to it becoming a billion-dollar industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. So what we began to do, based on our limited resources, is begin to appropriate kind of the pre-existing technologies and infrastructures of society. So you would see the sidewalks become dance floors. You throw down some cardboard or some linoleum. You saw the subway cars, and even today freight trains became canvases for the visual artists. And for folks like me, the MCs, the rappers, you saw pre-existing records become the music for our new records. And you know the list already: James Brown, Sly Stone, P-Funk, on and on and on. And that sensibility, that impression we made, essentially became the foundation of what is today's global pop culture, right? So we went from obscure to the norm, basically. So to use a current buzzword, we became normalized, right? And this is a global phenomenon, undeniable. But right now I want to focus on home. You know, some of the accomplishments that hip hop has been part and parcel to, for sure, is the advent of the first African American president. I think we could say that with some certainty. And I will go as far as to say that this new wave of urban resurgence, what some call gentrification, some call integration, some call it nothing. You know, this invasion of Brooklyn and Harlem and all these other inner city hubs that really we were promoting and glorifying in our records for the past 20, 30 years. And I think that gave them an element of attraction. That's just a personal opinion. A lot of this is. Now, to say that we've gotten off message in our music is an understatement, okay? But in the course of this transformation of hip-hop culture, we've amassed enormous power and economic resources, so that, you know, the opportunity right now to kind of live out some of those aspirations, those early ideas that we were presented with, is really no better time than right now. It's never been more palpable, it's never been more possible, and it's never been more timely than to kind of set up and decide on an agenda how we can activate some of these ideas that have been dormant in some of us, you know, for 15, 20 years. But now that we're of an age where we have resources, we have connections, and we have even a deeper sense of awareness to know that we can do this. And that's where I think we are today. By all appearances, you know, anything can and will and does happen politically in this country almost on a daily basis. We're on the brink of an era where, by all appearances, oppressive and exclusionary measures and policies are set to, be put forward. And the time to address those or decide how we're going to react to those is not after they've been enacted. The time is now. And even, I would say, we need to act preemptively to decide what kind of country we want to live in, to determine how best to get there together, and then start to work toward it. That's really the crux of the message I bring today. Now, about this song, the 10 Black Demandments, let me just say this is my opinion, the things that I thought about. And again, the black represents the things that's in the dark, really obvious elephants in the room in this country. But we need to bring them out of the dark into the light and have conversations. And then from those conversations, develop courses of action. So what I want y'all to do is chime in, use the hashtag #HipHopForAmerica, chime in on the conversation, and the next installment is going to be me starting to get into the 10 Black Demandments. We're going to go one by one, installment by installment, and I'll elaborate on what I wrote and kind of break through some of the, the symbolism, because it is a record, it is a rap, it got to go a certain way, and this is going to give us a chance to really open up the dialogue. I'll let you know what I was intending to say, and in that time our conversation will be growing, and we'll be able to go back and forth and start to whittle down to what's the collective priority, what people really think and feel needs to be addressed, and how to do it. Okay, so let's get started, people. Hip Hop for America is the hashtag. Next time we're gonna start with the 10 Black Demandments. So right now, check the record out. Let's send it out to the memory of Big. Let's shout out DJ Premier for the inspiration, and let's shout out my man Hezekiah who did a great job of reworking the track. And that's what it is. Grand Agent, 10 Black Demandments. Remember the hashtag Hip Hop for America, and let's get started, y'all. We deserve it, and we owe it to ourselves. All right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 Black Demandments.
If big business is the God that the government trusts in, what does that leave for us then? The religion of consumerism, I think it's worth the debate. There's nothing separating church and the state. In light of that fact, I had to write these demandments. Nothing here is optional either, these are the standards. 1, directly to the FCC. We need 6 hours daily of the best MCs. Got kids and jobs, we need to hear rhymes. While we out and about, not when the station got spare time. We want 7 to 10 AM and PM. Reserve them slots for the nicest MCing. And we want it on the hots and the powers, not the college joints in the wee morning hours. True for the FDA, I got a question. See, I got this little product I've been testing. Yeah, it's called American Truth Serum, ATS. I'm trying to sling it at Walgreens and CVS. Can I get that approval? Cool with it. All I gotta do is independent test and submit them. Is it really that sweet? Thought it was rumor. Change that policy today, if not sooner. Number 3, the U.S. Department of Labor. Ain't no jobs, you can stop compiling your data. Get up and do something really important. We demand a moratorium on all outsourcing. Number 4, should've said this from the door. Single tax, let's get back to Henry George. Number 5, privatize privatization. In other words, stop trying to buy other nations. Number 6, we need congressional term limit, like 6 for the House and 2 for the Senate. If 12 years ain't enough to do some good, it took more time than it should.
If you have any just input, like what are your top issues?
I think the average person's got to pay more attention to politics. I don't think this results of this recent election would have been possible if just the average person was more paying. I think you have extremes on either end seem to have just sort of dominated.
Okay. So what does that look like for you? It's like coming to this event?
Yeah, coming to an event, reading your own local paper, knowing what's going on in your own local community, your own city. You have to pay attention. I guess a lot of people now pay more attention to social media, fake news, the latest movie that's coming out, and really don't know what's going on as far as, what's going up for vote in your local community, what's being passed as an ordinance, who the heck is your chief of police, these are things you should know. Yeah, these are things people should know, and I don't think most people know that.
Right.
And so I'm personally just trying to be more aware of what's going on now. Maybe I should have been more aware.
Before the election.
Yeah, before, because I guess there's, living in denial. You think everybody's going to vote your way, and surprise, that's not the case.
Number 7, we still gotta address the fact you built all this wealth on the free labor of blacks. It's really nice what you did for Barack, but the truth is you really still owe us some guap. If you bring a chick over the crib, blindfold her on the waist so she don't know where she is, put her out on the street after you rob and rape her, tell her call a cab and don't slide in no paper. Well, you know the situation, use your imagination. Meantime, let's figure out them reparations. Time 8, it's time to really educate. We at the workplace surrounded by functional illiterates. It's no wonder why we falling behind. You strip away the rights, play like it's all in the mind. Number 9, the healthcare debate, reopen it. Why do helping less fortunate mean socialist? Why do socialism mean you can't make money? Number 9.5, don't play us like dummies. Number 10, last one before I go, son. We want the real truth for 9/11/01. It's like that.
The top 3, just like we gotta work on this or else. Top 3.
Being more aware of what's going on locally where you live. Know who the people you elect are. And boy, that's the third one's a tough one.
Something that got it.
Okay, getting to know your neighbors more.
Okay.
Because if you don't know what they're thinking, you assume they're thinking your way. And you could be totally wrong,
Right.
So you should know your neighbors a little bit more.
So a sense of community, basically. All right, cool.
Even just your own block or your next door neighbor,
Right.
It's the 10 Black Demandments.